Somebody might ask, so what is the difference between OKRs versus KPIs? So let's take a look in details what the difference. First, KPIs are business metrics. They reflect performance, the level of performance. Meanwhile, OKR is a goal-setting method that helps you improve performance and drive change. So OKR is much broader in scope than the KPI. The KPI are more related to the KR inside the OKR. So if we need to see it visually, as you can see here, the objective on top for the OKR, the O, and then you have multiple KRs splitting to indicate if this objective is being managed and reached at the end of the period. So if we need to drill down to the first KR, the KR stands for, it have to start with the verb, by the way. Meanwhile, the KPI cannot start with the verb, it start with number of, percentage of, or a rate. So if we look at the first KR, which is increase conversion rate to 10% by end of quarter two, we see that inside the KR there's KPI, which is conversion rate. As the name of the KPI is conversion rate. Same thing if we need to look at the last KR, grow signups to 300,000 in quarter two. So for me, number of sign up is a KPI. Like I mentioned, the KR start with the verb. Meanwhile, KPI does not start with the verb. It's just a name of what need to be measured. So sign up in this case, or the number of sign up. The KR also includes the targets. Meanwhile, the KPI name is separate from the target which is next to the KPI under every column or every period. So as we can see here, the KPI usually it's part of the OKR, specifically the KR part of it. So let's go more into details. What is the difference between OKRs versus KPIs? KPI let you know what you need to analyze to determine the basis of your OKRs. So they are the measures, they are the metrics. Both OKRs and KPI are measurable and both reflect the team performance. So they have a lot of common element between the two. If we need to look at the first two boxes on top, OKR should be aggressive and bold, help move the needle on something important. So it doesn't really focus on everything, it focuses on the most important thing for this quarter. Meanwhile, KPIs monitor the steady state and provide benchmark and should prompt action when things are wrong. The numbers are off track. The color of the KPI is red in this case. OKR also in the last two boxes has a set time period, quarter, yearly. Changes though can happen anytime, quarterly or yearly. So if you don't have any more to do with the current OKR, you can just dump it and put something else and keep moving. Meanwhile, KPIs usually measured on ongoing basis may have many of the same KPI from quarter to quarter. So usually the majority of the KPIs stay with us for the whole year. Also, OKR are action-oriented goals. They start with the verb and they push people to do something, yeah, with the clear key results. Meanwhile, KPIs numbers that measure the health of your business, and we do require that you have many KPIs in multiple places in your business to have a feedback on what's happening in the organization. Also, OKR is future focused directional. Focus everything on the future. Meanwhile, KPIs could be both. Could really reflect the history and maybe many years back of history on the KPI, while also focusing on the future.